He explains softly that he comes from a small town in the Philippines, where faith, family, and music have always been part of his life. He says he is not here to become famous, not here to chase money or applause. He is here to share a gift that God gave him, a gift he uses to inspire and heal. The audience listens closely, drawn in by his sincerity. There is something different about him, something pure. One of the judges smiles politely, another raises an eyebrow, clearly intrigued. When asked why he decided to audition for Got Talent, the young priest pauses for a moment. He says that in his community, many young people struggle with doubt, fear, and hopelessness. Music, he believes, has the power to touch hearts where words cannot. He wants to show the world that faith and talent can exist together, that spirituality does not limit creativity, but can elevate it. His words are simple, but they hit deep. The music starts softly. At first, it is almost silent, just a gentle instrumental filling the massive auditorium. He closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and then he sings. The very first note sends a wave through the room. It is rich, warm, and incredibly powerful. Conversations stop. The audience freezes. Judges sit up straight. No one expected this voice. It carries emotion, discipline, and soul far beyond his age. As he continues singing, every lyric feels intentional. There is no showing off, no unnecessary runs. Just pure, controlled vocals filled with emotion. His voice rises and falls like a prayer, touching every corner of the theater. Some audience members place their hands over their mouths. Others already feel tears forming. One judge leans forward, completely focused, eyes wide in disbelief. The camera cuts to the judges. One of them looks stunned, shaking their head slowly as if trying to understand what they are hearing. Another judge's eyes glisten with emotion. This is not just a performance. It feels like a spiritual experience. The song builds, growing stronger, more intense, yet never losing its grace. When he reaches the high notes, the audience gasps. His voice soars effortlessly, filling the hall with a sound that feels almost heavenly. Midway through the song, something incredible happens. The crowd begins to feel connected, unified. People from different backgrounds, beliefs, and cultures are all sharing the same moment. The young priest stands alone on that massive stage, yet he feels closer to everyone than ever. His voice carries a message of hope, peace, and faith, without preaching, without forcing anything. Just through music. As the song nears its end, he softens his voice, bringing the audience gently back down. The final note lingers in the air, and then silence. Absolute silence. For a few seconds, no one claps. No one moves. It is as if the entire room is holding its breath, afraid to break the moment. Then suddenly, the audience erupts. A standing ovation explodes across the theater. People jump to their feet, clapping, cheering, some openly crying. The judges stand as well. One of them places a hand over their heart. Another wipes away tears. The applause goes on and on, louder and louder. The young priest bows his head slightly, clearly overwhelmed. He looks emotional but composed, hands clasped together in gratitude. When the judges finally speak, they struggle to find words. One judge says they have seen thousands of performances, but very few have made them feel something so deep. They say his voice is not just technically beautiful, but spiritually powerful. Another judge admits they had expectations when he walked out, but those expectations were completely shattered. They call the performance unforgettable, life-changing. One judge asks how someone so young carries such depth in their voice. The priest smiles gently and says that life, faith, and service teach you to listen, to feel, and to understand pain and joy in others. He says every song he sings is a prayer, whether people realize it or not. The audience responds with applause again. Then comes a moment no one expected. One of the judges says that performances like this remind them why Got Talent exists. Not just to entertain, but to discover souls that can move the world. Another judge says that this is not just a yes, but one of the strongest yeses they have ever given. The crowd cheers wildly. Backstage, other contestants watch in awe. Some are inspired, others emotional. The energy is electric. Social media begins to explode almost instantly. Clips of the performance spread across platforms. People from around the world share the video, commenting on how they felt goosebumps, how they cried, how they felt hope again. Within hours, the young Filipino priest becomes a global sensation. News outlets pick up the story. Headlines talk about the priest who stunned the world with his voice. People who have never watched Got Talent before are watching this clip on repeat. Music teachers analyze his technique. Vocal coaches praise his control. Faith leaders talk about the beauty of using talent for a higher purpose. But through it all, he remains humble. In interviews, he continues to say that the applause belongs to God, not him. He says his mission has not changed. He will return to his community, continue serving, continue singing, and continue inspiring people wherever he goes. Fame, he says, is temporary, but faith and kindness are eternal. As the competition continues, fans eagerly wait for his next performance. Expectations are sky high, but he does not seem pressured. Each time he steps on stage, he brings the same calm presence, the same sincerity. He chooses songs carefully, focusing on messages of hope, love, and unity. Judges and audiences continue to be moved week after week. Many young people write messages saying that his performance gave them courage to follow their calling, whether in music, service, or faith. Others say that even if they do not share the same beliefs, they felt something pure and beautiful through his voice. That is the true power of music, crossing boundaries and connecting hearts. The story of the 22-year-old Filipino priest becomes more than just a viral moment. It becomes a reminder that talent can come from the most unexpected places. That humility can shine brighter than ego. That sometimes, the quietest person in the room carries the loudest message. As the season progresses, every appearance he makes feels special. Judges listen more closely. Audiences sit in silence, ready to be moved again. No matter how far he goes in the competition, one thing is certain. He has already won something far greater than a trophy. He has touched millions of lives. And that is what makes this story unforgettable. A young priest from the Philippines stepping onto one of the biggest stages in the world, not to impress, but to inspire. Not to seek glory, but to share a gift. And in doing so, leaving judges speechless, audiences in tears, and the world forever changed by a song.